sweltering heats of the Mojave Desert, to the unpredictable habitat of Tanzania's Serengeti, to the murky depths of the Mariana Trench, to the exhilarating heights of Mount Kilimanjaro, you have the pleasure of listening to From Chicago to Dummast, the Dummast Podcast.
Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Icekold. You have made it to episode 55 of the Dummast Podcast. I am here with the odd man again. So we just did an interview. If you guys seen it, we just did an interview. I thought it was a really dope interview, so I brought him back to be a guest host on the Dummast Podcast. What's up, odd man?
What's going on, Icekold?
Not much, man. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling, man. Just trying to live in peace, man. I'm trying to calm down,
That inner serenity.
Yes, serenity. Num 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 ring and go. I don't know how to say that shit, but you get the gist, man. I'm just trying to chill, man. Just trying to be at peace. I guess that's the best way to say it, man. Just trying to learn some new methods and, just trying to calm my brain and you know how it is.
I could do a shameless plug for myself right now if I wanted to.
Go ahead, man. That's what we're about. Go ahead.
I've heard when you're trying to find peace and serenity, coloring helps.
Really?
Yeah.
I have one of those. Where'd you get it from?
Well, I got mine from Amazon, and okay. I'm sure that's where you got yours, and you can get yours too.
Hey, everybody, for real. If you're an adult that still likes to color, if you're neurodivergent like myself,
suffer from anxiety,
go to Amazon and get the Cultivar coloring book.
Yep.
It's dope. Pretty dope. What you been up to, man? What's been up?
Work. Just content creation, man. The machine doesn't stop. Wednesday, we dropped the last week's episode, and I'm paying attention to YouTube's algorithms and playing the game, and it worked. So we're gonna try it again and see what happens.
That's dope. That's what I'm doing. The same thing, man. I'm trying to figure out these reels, trying to figure out these shorts, trying to figure out the TikTok. Just trying to figure out some different things, and I'm trying to grow the Dummast brand. I'm trying to find out the best way. It's just not all about the show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to grow the brand, and I'm talking to different people, trying to come up with different ideas, talking to different people to try to figure out beyond what I do as far as content creation, what can I do to just get more eyes on the Dummast brand. So that's where I've been at.
Growth is key, man. Growth in every sense of the word too when it comes to content creation. Definitely. Both as the creator, as the product, as the salesman, everything.
Yep, that is true, man. Just trying to get it up off the ground, man.
I will say I had my heart broke this week.
Oh shit, why is that? You cracked your phone?
Yeah. I went to go get into the shower, and I did something that I don't normally do. Normally, I put my phone on the dining room table outside of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, I stuck it on top of the medicine cabinet that day. And when I was getting out of the shower, my foot slipped a little bit on the floor, and I braced on the sink above, and it shook it, and it fell. Goodness. And so now it functions, but there's certain things that I can't do as easily, like reels.
Really?
Yeah. It's because the screen's cracked.
Get you a little cheap phone. Get you a little cheap phone just for reels, man.
I'm a month away from upgrade time.
Oh, there you go. Oh shit, you right on time. Shit.
Yeah.
You man, that ain't nothing but the Lord right there.
Right. I was still so pissed at myself because I deviated. I'm so careful with my electronics,
bro. This it's weird because like I've seen these phones and watches and all these devices take tumbles. I mean, like really drastic tumbles and be perfectly fine. But the way I've cracked certain devices, like I dropped the very first iPad. If you remember the very first iPad, I had one of those, and I dropped it, but it fell like so light, like I wouldn't think it would have been a crack. That I was so confident. I just picked it back up, put it in the car, got in the car, and then I went to go look at something on the iPad, and it had probably like 50,000 cracks in it. Like it was shattered beyond shit. Now this is before Apple had really had like really I guess guidelines and procedures on how you deal with a cracked iPad. So I went to the iPads. Now I bought this shit from Best Buy. I went to the iPad store. I didn't have insurance on this thing or anything. They just gave me a new one. They just gave me a new one. And then went on to say, if it happens again, all you got to do is just pay for half of it. I'm like, I love Apple. It's not like that anymore, bro. They have no sympathy. Now, here another story. My girl had the iWatch, and I was watching this whole thing. She went to go reach for it. It was on the bathroom sink. She went to go reach for it. She just nudged it. It fell off the sink, hit the ground. It didn't bounce or anything. It just like just hit the ground, broke. We took it to the Apple store, seeing if there's something can we replace the screen? Can we get a new one? We didn't have that Apple Care shit at the time. And they were just unrelenting, bro. They would not change this thing out. They wouldn't do anything. She had to buy a brand new iWatch.
Yeah.
Fuck Apple.
You know, I've dropped this thing a couple of times, and I spend a lot of time in my studio down in my basement. I've got concrete floors. It's not finished. And I've dropped it several times and been like, oh no, and it's been perfectly fine. But you know what? I completely understand why this thing cracked, because it fell and hit the edge of the porcelain like this.
It hit the corner.
Yeah, because you can see where the crack is there. And it hit the corner of the porcelain sink, and I was like, yeah, that's acceptable. But like I said, I'm a month away from upgrade, so.
This is the iPhone 13. Mine might, please forgive my dirty ass screen. I probably dropped this thing once a day. Nothing's ever happened to it. Nothing. Now I'm in fear that I'm going to drop it one day, and it's just gonna be fucking shattered off the weakest drop.
A feather's gonna land on it.
Yeah, something like that. Here's the thing: the phone I had before this, which I gave to my son, all I did was sleep in a bed with it. I woke up and it was cracked to shit.
Oh Jesus, that's bad.
And it never fell off the fucking. It never fell off the fucking bed, bro. Like,
that's bad.
How do you feel about Apple? Let me ask you that before we get into the topics. How do you feel about Apple? Are you an Apple fan or
no? I grew up on PC. My reasoning for not liking Apple is because they made everything way too easy. They took a lot of the skill out of what was needed to do certain things. And I don't know, PC Master Race, I guess, is where this falls in. I like Android products. I love Samsung phones for the most part. That's what I have now. And I like the ability to be able to customize my own shit. I like and more so on a file sharing and a coding level than Apple allows you to do. Apple is Apple all the way through. You can't monkey with Apple. You can't tinker with it. They really would prefer you take it to the Apple store and have Apple Care and whatnot.
They want you in their ecosystem.
Yeah, and I don't. PC wants you in its ecosystem, but its ecosystem is so much larger.
Yes. It's so much larger, you really can't call it an ecosystem. It's kind of like a free for all.
But
really
I like that. But
I like that too.
I don't know, because I know we're roughly around the same age. I grew up in the era of computer shows. I don't know if you ever went to those when you were a kid.
I didn't go to them, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah. For those that don't know what the hell a computer show is, think of a giant fucking swap meet for electronic parts. And I got shareware games. That's where I first found some of my favorite games like Doom and Quake and whatnot. And computer parts were super cheap and you could build your own fairly easily. And I like the hands-on. You built your PC, right? You did it on a stream, right? Yeah. I like
that. No, I didn't do it on the stream, but I recorded it.
Well, okay, yeah. You made content out of you building your PC.
Yes, I did.
I like that aspect of it. I like the aspect of getting in and making it work, you know, whereas Apple, it comes out of the box and it just works.
Yeah. See, here's the thing with me. I like the iPhone. I generally do like the iPhone. There are some aspects of the Apple experience that I do like. I do like the fact that Apple doesn't really fuck with a lot of outside entities when it comes to apps and shit like that. I feel like I'm protected with Apple. I don't. Well, you did have the what was the one they hacked everybody's iCloud, Apple Cloud and shit like that. But I'm not a celebrity. Ain't nobody hacking my shit. Nobody want to see me. Well, you know, see me do what I do on myself. But
I don't know, man. Everyone's got an OnlyFans these days.
Right. Well, remember, we supposed to start the OnlyFans beard. What is the beards only?
Yeah. Beardly fans.
Yeah. Beardly fans, right. So no, there are some things I like. What I hate about Apple, you know, I use it. I do hate their fucking ecosystem. I hate the fact that I got this weird fucking jack that I can't use with no other fucking device. You know, just weird shit that you can only use on Apple. I bought so case in point, my first Mac I had, MacBook. I liked the first Mac. It was not the first, it was my first MacBook. And I think I got it maybe around 2014. And I loved it. I was able to do some work, do some, some projects and stuff on it. I bought what was in 2000. It was either 2019 or 2020. I bought what was supposed to be a more powerful MacBook. This shit sucked. When I tell you this here, this guy right here is a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit. There's no USB port. I had to spend hundreds of dollars to buy things so I can save files
externally.
Yeah, it's just weird, man. It's just Thunderbolt cables. I think that's what they call them, Thunderbolt cables. How can you have a computer with no fucking USB port?
Proprietary.
Exactly. And here's the thing performs like garbage compared to the old one. I couldn't edit on it. It almost seemed like they only wanted me using whatever people use to edit on Apple, which they do have a built-in editor, but it's very basic. It's very mid. It's mid.
Well, I want to circle back to something that you had said, that the safety, where they don't just let any app on the platform and whatnot. Just a modicum of common sense can keep you safe on Android, because I've had Android my entire run. Never had my phone hacked. Never had any viruses on it. It's just, I don't know, man. Maybe it's because I grew up on PCs. Maybe it's because, I think just a little bit before I download anything. I don't know what it is, but I've never had an issue. So I'm wondering if maybe it's perceived safety.
Well,
Because you have that safety net. You don't have to rely on yourself that much. And I think that might be the thing for a lot of Apple users is it's easy. I don't have to think about it. It just does the thing.
right. It just does what it's supposed to do. But I mean,
But does it?
But does it? I mean, I never had any problems with my iPhone. Never. I do enjoy the iPhone. That's about it. I do enjoy the iWatch as well. The iPhone and iWatch, I kind of like those. But like, I don't think I'm a really big fan of the Android phones. I haven't really seen one that was like, ooh, I really need that.
See, my wife is an Apple fan, and I've had my hands on Apple phones, and I've had my hands on an Android phone, and I'll be honest with you, I don't see the difference. They both function the same way. They both have similar features. You can unlock your phone with your face with both Android and Apple. You can
but I
unlock
think
your
you were
phone.
able to even do that on Android before you could do it on Apple.
Like I almost wonder if what Apple is, and you know, I'm qualified to say this. I think Apple's a cult, man. Because there really doesn't seem to be a lot of differences other than the fact that you are locked in to that Apple brand.
Exactly. That's true. Like, I don't know. I think it may even be a thing where I'm just used to Apple phone, the iPhone. I'm just probably just used to it.
Well,
I can't remember what it's like having a different phone.
Apple for the longest time too, when you had the iPhones and whatnot, and the iPods and things like that, Apple was kind of a status symbol too. You know,
it still is.
Yeah, they try to push that narrative, but like I said, there's no difference between the two now other than the name.
Right.
So
and people will actually have you believe that you're overpaying for the iPhone when the Android phone is just as expensive. Some of these things are expensive, man.
You're overpaying for your phone.
Yeah. Yes, we are. I mean, this thing is like $1,400, bro. This right here is 14. This device should never be this much.
Do you know there's more computing
This is
power?
probably one of the most expensive things in my home, other than my PC and other than my PC. Yes, this is probably the most expensive thing I got.
I always love the fact that we have more computing power in our pocket than they had in the first rocket ship that went to the moon.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's crazy. That's enough about Apple, man. Let's get into something a little bit more serious. And I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Seems like something that's been going on a lot lately as far as musicians, rappers being killed and senselessly being killed. I do want to throw that out there. This is something that doesn't have to happen. So it looks like TakeOff from the Migos. Are you a Migos fan? Were you a Migos fan?
I'm aware. Not. I don't have anything against them, and I don't have anything for them. You know, I'm neutral.
Gotcha. TakeOff from the Migos was at a bowling alley. Apparently, I don't know if he was shooting dice or he was near a dice game. Apparently, a dice game was going on while he was there, and for whatever reason, an altercation breaks out. He gets shot. There's a lot of speculation in the air on who actually shot him. Some people say it was a mistake from the people he was there with. Some people say nobody really knows, and I don't think any semblance of accuracy will actually come out until investigations happen and things like that. But the reason why I call it senseless, I mean, for one, it's only 26 years old, I believe.
Damn.
So he's a young man. I mean, he was in his. If you're in your 20s, if a 20 come first, I mean, you're a young man, and I think a lot of times people, and like I said, I'm not gonna go too hard in this, but I think a lot of a lot of times people, musicians, can't leave that life alone. You know, especially when you've made it, you've taken your parents, you've taken your kids, you've taken your family out of that environment, out of that element, but you still choose to stay. Something in that environment always calls you back. So I think, me personally, I think people need to, people in rappers and musicians and celebrities, sports, this has happened to sports stars too, need to kind of move in silence a little bit. But also want to just send condolences to their to friends and family and fans. He had a lot of, Migos is very popular, man. It's a very popular act. And and also send condolences to the fans. I'm a fan. Here's the thing with me, I'm like you. I'm not going to look for Migos music, but when it's on the radio, I'm tapping my toes and bouncing my head. Like they have a really good flow. They have a really good cadence, and they really good at riding the beat. I never disliked their music. They actually had more songs that I really liked than disliked. So I can't say I'm a huge fan, but I am a fan of, I am aware, like you said, I am aware. And
I don't know.
It sucks, man. It sucks because he just had an album come out, or it's coming out. So it sucks, man. I know he was, you know, it was good times, and they were very excited about some upcoming stuff. So it just sucks. Another brother that's senselessly killed.
Well, when you had mentioned the aware thing, you know, because I hear so much music with what I do on my show, I have different criteria than everybody else. There's stuff that I hear that's not my particular taste, but I know it sounds good, and I don't know. It's the same with movie recommendations and stuff too. Like there's certain things where it's just like, you know what, that this isn't for me, but this is still good.
Okay, I'm like that. I know exactly what you mean. Like, you can respect the artistry. You can even get why other people would like it, but for you, it might not just be for you. I get that. I totally get that.
But you're right.
I'm not there with, like, I genuinely, for the most part, when one of these songs come on, I don't turn the radio. I bounce, but I'm not that. It's not like Wu-Tang. It's not like you know. Let me you know. I'm flipping through discs and changing stations looking for, you know. No, I never did that. But you know, I got it. But like I said, I wasn't going to stay too much on this. I just felt I couldn't do a show because it's like one of the big things that everybody's talking about, and I didn't think it would be right to just like gloss past that without even acknowledging it. Something else I don't want to gloss past. That's another thing that a lot of people are talking about. Mr. Elon Musk.
Man, fuck Elon Musk.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Fuck Elon Musk.
Look, man, I am so fucking sick of us paying so much attention to this goddamn billionaire that really has not made anything. He was born fucking rich. He has taken the Thomas Edison approach to fucking fame by just stealing everything that he comes across that he thinks might make money.
Let me backtrack a little, because I was saying fuck him because you said fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong.
Laundry list against Mr. Musk.
Don't get me. I got some fuck yous for Elon Musk. I do. I don't think I am there. I'm not on the fuck Elon Musk level that you're on. I'm probably at a fuck Elon Musk at level 6. You're probably fuck Elon Musk level 10.
Yeah.
I like space exploration and outer, like, and you know, I'm into a lot of
and I'm glad Mr. Musk was able to open his parents' wallet for that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
thrilled. I like SpaceX. I'm not gonna lie. I am fascinated by the self-landing rocket. I
like the Tesla cars, don't get me wrong. But fuck Elon Musk.
Fuck him.
But no, I know specifically it's the whole Twitter thing that's been going on lately.
Yes. Yeah. Fuck him, bro. Fuck him.
He's just, I don't know, man. Isn't it cool that a man spends $44 billion, a fucking billionaire, one of our country's richest individuals, spent
he's
44.
He's the richest. He's the richest person. Yes, he's the richest person in the world.
Yeah, spent $44 billion to make Twitter free.
Wait.
And then asked for $8.
Well, you know why, right? So he is now among the billionaire club. He's a laughingstock for paying that much for fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
So now he has to recoup. He has to make up those losses. How can he make up those losses? You tell your employees they got to come up with a way to profitize. I don't know if that's the right word, but come up with a way to
monetize.
Monetize Twitter.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Let's create a let's make everybody feel like a celebrity and let's sell fucking blue check marks.
Yep. And he rolled up like Samira from The Ring and said, "You have 7 days."
What about this morning with the whole thing where, hey, look in your email, you might got a little something in there. I might got a little something in there for you. The little something was a fuck you, you're fired.
Yep. Well, I was reading on Twitter earlier while I was waiting for things to render.
Isn't that fun? Just waiting for things to render.
Yeah.
Are you wait? We'll get back into Elon Musk. But when you're waiting for things to render, do you sit there and just watch it render?
Sometimes.
So you're one of them people too.
I need to make sure that the percentages are moving because I swear to God, every time I take my eyes off of it, it just
like it didn't move. Yes.
No, it corrupts on me.
Bro, it is the worst. That is the worst. Waiting for something on render and you think you're good and you go off for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you come back and that shit is red, not green.
Yeah, you're like, what the fuck?
Because had you sat there and caught it when it corrupted, you could have restarted it. But let's get back to Elon Musk.
Yeah, so like apparently he took a call with advertisers recently to find out what their biggest concerns were on Twitter. And apparently what Mr. Musk brought back is that the biggest concerns that the advertisers have on Twitter are activists because they don't like that people have such free access to be able to sway the minds of others away from their products or their companies based on things that happen. And I was reading this Twitter feed, and one of the people who was in the call with him, I'm assuming was in the call because the what they were putting out fell in line with what I know how business and advertising group calls go, said that it was a decent call, but what most concerned him is after the fact when he started asking more questions, like Mr. Musk told them they could do, he got blocked on Twitter by Elon. My favorite, though, so far is the fact that Elon Musk's Twitter account was suspended for a period of time.
I saw that
by a leaving employee.
Amazing. Isn't that beautiful? How long was it down for?
That I don't know. I'm gonna assume maybe 15 minutes to a half hour.
Dude, nah, that's not good enough, man. It would have been better if it was down for like 2 hours. At least give me 2 hours. Give me 2 hours where this guy can't do anything and he's trying to figure out why he can't get into his own fucking Twitter account.
Didn't you hear me? He doesn't do anything anyways.
Hilarious, man. Hilarious.
But yeah, man, fuck Elon Musk and the way he's treating Twitter and whatnot. With the blue check mark thing too. I want to touch on that again because we just mentioned it. The blue check mark thing. The whole idea behind the verification check mark was so when you go to find the official Twitter for the product or the person that you're wanting to follow, because we all follow celebrities on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
That blue check mark means you're in the right place.
Exactly.
9 times out of 10.
Exactly.
So now if you open it up for every Tom, Dick, and idiot to fucking have a blue check mark, well, now you can have troll accounts and that look.
Of course you can. That's why he did it.
Why would you want that?
Because a bunch of trolls are gonna buy this fucking $8 piece of shit idea, and guess what's gonna happen?
It's gonna turn already into fucking 4chan.
Yeah. Guess what's gonna happen though? Because it's already starting to happen. A lot of these celebrities saying, "I ain't paying Elon Musk shit. I am gone. I'm not fucking with Twitter," especially after he let people who were kicked off of Twitter back on Twitter. Yeah. Are you? Let's touch on that a little bit. How do you feel about Trump being back on Twitter?
You're a Marvel's fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, Marvel Avengers and all that. Really wish Thanos would have snapped him out of existence. Yeah. Here's the thing. I like words, and I like the study of words.
Mm-hmm.
Words only have as much power as you give them. Okay?
Exactly. Okay.
So if fuck is a bad word to you, well, you've given it power to be a bad word. People are very much the same, okay? They're only as powerful as much attention as you give them. If you are fans of the Nightmare on Elm Street series, you know that the kids were told that if they just stop talking about him and they stop thinking about him and they stop, you know, having anything to do with Freddy loses all his power.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking about him. Stop thinking about him. He doesn't fucking exist, and he'll fade away. He's already lost most of his money. I'm pretty sure that he's not going to get out of these court cases without his ass in a sling.
He won't do no time.
He won't do no time, but he also won't be able to do business again, probably.
Exactly, and
that's worse for him.
Yeah. Could there be an indictment? It could be, but I don't think he'll ever see any jail time. But I think they're just trying to do this so he can't run again.
Yeah, but as far as him being back on Twitter, I am okay with the idea of dangerous and improper information not being so easily disseminated. You know, right. I don't. Cancel culture in itself is problematic at times, but the initial intent to remove individuals who are purposely trying to cause harm is important.
Mm-hmm.
We have laws to keep us safe from individuals who would like to do us bodily harm or physical harm or sexual harm. Why is it that we shouldn't expect the same set of morality and rules when it comes to social media and what gets said and how things get said?
Yeah. He's going to become very annoyed because the federal government eventually will get involved. They're in what's the guy who owns Facebook? They're in his shit all the time.
Zuckerberg?
Yeah, they're in his shit all the time because of some of this shit. Here's my take on it. I recently had a conversation with my brother and my cousin, and they had the sentiment. Well, they basically said Twitter should not have silenced Donald Trump. And I said, no, Twitter didn't silence Donald Trump. They just took him off their platform because he violated their rules and regulations. Mm-hmm. He violated what they did not. He went against what they did not want. They could. Here's the thing: they could have took him off a long time ago, before January 6th. They took him off on January 6th at night after all that shit. That's when he lost his Twitter privileges, I believe. They could have took him off well before that. But here's my argument: this is their shit. They can do whatever the fuck they want with it. Mm-hmm. If they want to take you off, you're gonna get taken off. It's their shit. It's not my, should they take them off? Should they leave them on? It's not up to me.
Yep. And if you don't like it, leave the platform.
Exactly. If you don't like it, leave the platform. Should they have taken them off early? Yeah, they should have took them off earlier, but again, it's not my platform. Now that Elon Musk, see, I have to have that same energy. If Elon Musk now owns Twitter and wants Donald Trump back, and he says whatever Donald Trump says they didn't break my guidelines, so Donald Trump is cool to be on Twitter. Kanye West is cool to be on Twitter. That's his prerogative because it's his company. We all have our opinions. Do I want Donald Trump on Twitter? I don't want Donald Trump on Twitter because Twitter is powerful, man. That shit is, he basically used that shit as a bullhorn to have people go attack the Capitol.
Yeah.
We live in a free country. And if Twitter wants Donald Trump to do that, no matter how dangerous and powerful Twitter is, it's still there. And if he's not breaking any laws, I guess it's nothing I can do. You know, I can't sit here and say, well, yeah, you know, Donald Trump shouldn't be on Twitter or Donald Trump should be on Twitter because it's not my Twitter. My thing is, I think eventually, like I said before, he's gonna run into he's gonna be in front of some type of committee answering for some certain shit that Donald Trump or some other nut job, Kanye West or some other nut job has said on Twitter to rile people up and cause harm. Eventually that shit's gonna happen.
Freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence.
Exactly. This is why you cannot yell. You can do it. You can yell fire in a movie theater, but guess what's going to happen? You're going to go to fucking jail. You're going to go to jail. Like, yes, freedom of speech, yeah. Freedom of consequences, no.
I have this conversation a lot with a few of my right-leaning friends, and it comes down to, you are pretty much free to do whatever you want. Should you do what you want to do is the real question. And the problem is everybody has a different moral compass for what you should and shouldn't do. And that's where we start to fall into problems. Because
their moral compass. So you say you have right-leaning friends. Their moral compass is wired different than most other people's moral compass.
Everyone's is. My moral compass is wired differently than yours.
It's still exactly, but it's still it's probably not that off. No, it's probably not that far off from each other. Their moral compass is totally different.
Usually one of the biggest ones that because like I've got a lot of friends that are leaning more my way, or I consider myself more of a centrist than anything else because I see points on both sides. I just wish they'd quit arguing like children.
I'm the same way.
But like my one co-host and I, he's older than I, we differ on the death penalty. You know, there are certain issues where I deviate from what the norm is, of course, for others. But yeah, morally, everyone has a different moral compass. And yes, a lot of things might be the same, but the few things that aren't the same could be pretty fucking big things.
Right. I see, like, okay, so the right moral compass seems like it's like a win at all cost.
Yeah, the bullies.
Yeah, let's win at all costs. We don't care what it looks like. We don't care who we hurt to get there. We don't care what kind of lies we tell to get there. We just need to win.
Yep. And the left doesn't have the balls.
Exactly. And that kind of I guess attitude, that kind of way of thinking is very harmful.
Dangerous.
We're gonna fuck shit up until we win.
Well,
There's one guy that's running for office on, forget what district. I want to say it's Arizona. They asked him, will you accept the results of the election if you lose? And he flat out said he wouldn't say yes. In so many words, he said, no, I'm not, because what if they cheated? Like, I mean, we've heard it. We've heard it so many times. They got it on tape. All these guys saying, hey, Trump might lose. And if Trump lose, just all we got to do is say we won. If we keep saying we won, our people will believe it.
You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I don't know, man. it's a friend of mine messaged me the other day and was like, I'm so terrified of 2024, and I was like, oh,
bro,
you don't have to
he
wait
ain't the
that
only
long.
one. He ain't the only one.
I hear
My
the circus
anxiety,
music
but
coming down the street.
My anxiety, I'm having anxiety problems because of that, man. Because like, man, I see shit, and I can see shit other people can't see. Like, I know what's gonna happen. Like, I this is not gonna be good. If they allow that man anywhere near the White House again, he's gonna. I don't even want to get into it, man.
These elections that are coming up on Tuesday are going to be a telling sign for how 2024 is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so we here in Michigan, we have the governor race between Gretchen Whitmer and Tudor Dixon. And a lot of the constituents here do not like Gretchen because of how she
Of course they don't like her. They tried to kidnap her.
Yeah.
I mean, they
all because of how she handled the COVID restrictions thing. And like because I wasn't living in Michigan at that point.
Can we just unpackage that a little bit?
Yeah, a bunch of good old boys wanted to kidnap the governor.
These people, they didn't want to be told to wear a mask. They didn't want to be told that, you can't go into the restaurant you want to go into. Let's kidnap the governor.
That's exactly what they. Yep.
What kind of world are we living in, man?
I live here.
Look? This is bizarro world, man.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Well, and the thing that I bring up, like I said, I wasn't living in Michigan for most of Whitmer's run or anything like that. I came back while she was still in office, and every time I hear one of my friends are like, that fucking bitch, blah blah blah, she because that's what they sound like to me. I turn around and make sure I point out, I was like, you do realize there isn't a single governor in a state in this country that could or would have made the right call for everyone. Because here's the thing, if they did nothing, you guys are going to be pissed at all the lives that were lost. Yeah. And they did something, and you're pissed that they did something because you couldn't go get fucking groceries yourself.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You couldn't go to Domino's. The Domino's Pizza was closed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
you couldn't go yell at the barista.
Exactly.
That's what I think it came down to for a lot of people. That was their pressure release valve, is being able to go into public and yell at poor cashiers and shit.
Yeah.
And for like a year and a half, they couldn't do it.
Yeah, they couldn't go to Olive Garden on Sunday night or Cracker Barrel on Saturday morning.
Right. So when Gretchen Whitmer came on the TV, they were like, "Get off my lawn!"
Someone broke into Nancy Pelosi's house and beat her husband with a fucking hammer, bro. Nancy Pelosi. Let's put this into perspective a little bit. She's third in the line of succession to the most.
Her husband ain't.
Right, because that's what they're saying. Like, they're making jokes about it, bro. Like, they think it's funny. This is
not
third
funny, but yeah.
This is the third most important seat in government, the Speaker of the House.
Yep.
Boom, boom. Put it like this. Boom, boom. She's president.
Yep.
Someone was able to get in our house with a hammer. Where's Nancy? This is the world we live, and I'm only bringing up to just show this is crazy. This is getting crazy. It is getting scary that this can happen. We got judges. This is not just a Republican or a conservative or a right wing thing. There are leftists trying to beat up judges and kill judges. It's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. Idiocracy was just supposed to be a movie, but I swear to God, we're using it as a
blueprint. Isn't Idiocracy one of the best movies?
No, because it's becoming true.
But it showed you, and Idiocracy is what, 20 years old now?
Yeah, I think so.
It's about 20 years old, and they told the truth a long time ago.
Yep.
And I think we might be pretty close to where they were. We might be drinking fucking Bondo soon, man.
No, Brondo. It has
Brondo. Yeah, We might be watching the masturbation channel. Go
Ow,
away.
my balls.
Go away, baiting.
Yeah. Ow, my balls. That was another one.
Right.
Yeah. I want to be not sure.
Goodness, man. Let's move on, man. Let's go to Black Adam. Have you seen Black Adam?
Hell yeah, I did.
Yeah, let's get to something a little bit more cheery. Let's talk about some Black Adam, man. I don't want to talk about Kanye no more. I don't want to talk about Trump. I don't want to talk about none of this, people getting killed and stuff like that. Let's lighten it up. Let's talk about the Black Adam. How'd you like it?
Hold on, you don't want to talk about people getting killed, but you're talking about an anti-hero that kills people. Got it.
Yeah, this is total fiction, man. This is fiction, man.
Okay, so here's the thing. DC's been a little shaky with their movies, right? Hit and miss here and there.
Can I take it before we even get into it? Let's just go because this is your first time on the show. I need to know where you're at in your DCdom, your DCCU dumb. All right. So the first movie was Superman. Did you like it?
Yeah.
I love that movie. That first Superman with Henry Cavill, loved it. The next one was Batman versus Superman, right?
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
Dawn of Justice left a little to be wanting.
It was holes in it, and it was a little wonky. It was a little all over the place.
And I'm sorry, I hated the Martha. Why'd you say that name? I hated that.
I thought I was the only one. That shit made no fucking sense.
I hated it.
I'm trying to kill you. And the fact that you say Martha, I have some type of sympathy for you, and now we're best friends. Oh, Martha, we're best friends now.
Yep.
That was fucking weird. And that right there was one of those plot holes I was telling you about. I could show you through this. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can find this in my phone, because I was watching a movie and I was just trying to come up with why I don't like the movie, and I was writing things down why I didn't like the movie. It's somewhere in my phone, and I wrote that down. Why the fuck? Why are they best friends now, fighting on each other's side because their mothers share the same name?
Because that
was weird and hokey.
They had no other plot device.
That's horrible. That's horrible writing. That was horrible writing.
It was.
Martha, why'd you say that name? It was weird. I thought I was the only one.
Nope. No, I hated that moment. Absolutely hated it.
So here's the thing with that movie. When the first version that came out, I'm gonna be honest, I gave that like a C-D. They came out with an extended version that kind of patched some of the holes. The Martha thing was still a little weird. Some of the things were still a little weird, but I did upgrade it to a B-.
Continuity wise, they did try.
Yeah. So the extended version, if you've never seen Batman v Superman, watch the extended version. Do not watch that theatrical version. All right. So what came out after that? Was it it was
the Justice League.
No, it was Wonder Woman.
Was it? Yeah,
It might have been Wonder Woman. I didn't like the fact that they made her a dumb. They made her like a dumb blonde. She wasn't blonde, but they made her dumb.
No, she was like the head historian at the fucking museum she worked
at.
She was
that was before, like she had like a minor role at the museum at that point. This is when she first came to America or Europe somewhere, and she was like
fish out of water. Yeah,
exactly. I didn't like the fact that they made her like a.
I don't know if you go back and read the comics and you watch some of the animated movies and stuff that they've done. When she did leave Themyscira, she was a little bit out of place. They might have approached it wrong.
She was Kelly Bundy, bro. She was Kelly Bundy, bro. She was Kelly Bundy.
They approached it wrong. That's all.
Yeah. So and that was a disconnect for me.
Yeah.
I didn't see Aquaman because that shit just looked weird. I have never seen it. How do you like it?
You know what? Aquaman, I think, is actually one of the stronger movies.
All right, then I'll watch Aquaman. I just it's underwater. It just looks weird. I didn't give it a chance.
Yeah, I was never a huge fan of Aquaman, but like it was one of those things. DC's putting in the effort. They're trying to catch up to Marvel. I do like both properties. I like DC and I like Marvel. I like them for different reasons. And so I was like, okay, let's support DC's trying to catch up to where Marvel is.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched Aquaman, and they did a really good job of telling his story. You know, getting it set up to understand where he's from, who he is, how he came to be, and whatnot. I enjoyed the Aquaman movie.
Suicide Squad.
Fucking loved it.
Yeah, that first one. Let's get that straight. That first Suicide Squad.
I liked both of them.
Okay, I didn't see. I didn't see the second one, and I didn't see Birds of Prey.
I saw Birds of Prey, and I loved it as well.
Okay. Right.
I like the goofy slant. That's DC's biggest issue, I think, when it comes to trying to put things on the screen, is they go too dark, they go too serious. And I know why they do it is because Detective Comics, it was gritty and and whatnot. But there's a levity that comes with them as well that's really good, and you get to see that in things like Birds of Prey, Shazam, and the Suicide Squad, the second movie, because there is a lot of humor.
That's another thing. It just threw me for a loop. It looks too silly, but I heard it was good.
Shazam's
and I think
I have
to watch it. I think I have to watch Shazam.
Yeah,
Shazam I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Shazam is a silly character to begin with. It's 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old Billy Batson who gets superpowers, and he says the word Shazam, and now he's this big buff dude, but still a kid. You know, he's trying to pretend to be a hero because he looks like one. It was a really good story. It was fun. I think it's what DC needed at that point too, because they needed to switch gears.
Everything was too dark. It was too dark. Yeah. So yeah, it made sense. But I just thought it was too silly. But I feel like I gotta watch it now because I really like Black Adam, and a lot. I believe I'm missing some things on what's
Yeah.
All right. So I will. Before we even get to the new Black Adam stuff. Both Justice Leagues. There was one. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't feeling that shit. That first cut of Justice League. It was bad. It was bad.
Very bad. Very bad.
I couldn't understand why. I mean, I know now, but at the time, I couldn't understand why Henry Cavill's face looked wet. It was just bad lines in it. My man, it was just really, really bad.
Yeah.
And it was all over the place. I just didn't like it.
Joss Whedon, he's a decent director at what he normally does. Okay. And I think if Joss Whedon would have had the Justice League movie from the jump, it might have been more coherent. But because Zack Snyder had done so much before he had to step away, they now had to essentially take half a movie, which movies, as people know, are not shot in a linear format. Right. They get the scenes that they can get when they can get them. So they have half a movie that is chunked. And now here comes Joss Whedon having to try to fill in the spots that aren't there. Right. And of course, he's a different director and he's got a different vision. He should have bought some glasses for his vision on that one, though. But Suicide Squad, the first one, suffered from that too. If you watch the director's cut of the Suicide Squad, it's a so much better movie than the one that was released in the theater.
I like the first Suicide Squad, even just the theatrical cut. So I will watch the extended version.
It makes a little more sense, more continuity. Same with Dawn of Justice.
Now, that Snyder cut of Justice League.
Oh my God, give me
amazing.
More.
Amazing. The shit was like 5 hours, but this shit was amazing.
I didn't notice. That's the thing. Exactly. Like, I sat down and watched that movie going in knowing it was like 4.5 hours. And I was like, man, okay, I'm going to have to take some pee breaks, some snack breaks, but I'm good. I'm at home. I'm watching it on HBO Max, and I sat down to watch that movie, and I swear to you, I did not move for the entire length of that movie.
Other than the singing part when they were in Atlantis, or not Atlantis, wherever Aquaman lived, whatever port city Aquaman was, and they had that singing scene, which I found that was weird, not a place. But other than that, that movie was great.
It was a sea shipping town, and sea shanties are a thing.
Yeah, well, I couldn't figure out why they all knew the words. I was like, am I watching a musical? What is this shit?
But no, the Snyder Cut was fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved the extra with Flash and Cyborg.
Yeah. Now,
and we got a decent looking Green Lantern. Sorry, that was the other thing.
You said decent looking Green Lantern. What do you mean?
Green Lantern was in the Snyder Cut.
Was he?
Yeah, briefly.
What part?
So you know when they're explaining about the fight between was it Darkseid and all of the Earth's heroes when they do
yeah. I do remember that now. I remember
the Green Lantern was there.
Yes.
In fact, I don't know if you know this or not, but that final scene that's in the Snyder Cut where Martian Manhunter shows up, that actually was supposed to be Green Lantern. Zack Snyder had even shot it. He had cast for the Green Lantern. It was going to be my favorite Green Lantern, which is the Jon Stewart variant. I love Jon Stewart's version of Green Lantern. I don't know why I identified with it, but I liked it better than Hal Jordan and Guy Gardner. But yeah, it was supposed to be the Jon Stewart version of the Green Lantern in the final scene there. And I don't know why they swapped it, other than I think Warner Brothers or whoever was in charge at that point didn't like the idea of using Green Lantern just yet. I don't know.
Okay. You ever see a movie so good you don't want to watch it again? That's how I felt. I don't want to watch it again because like I want to watch it 10 years from now.
Yeah.
I want to, that's how good that was. Usually long, like if a movie is really long and I know it's really good, I want to kind of still savor it until like I no longer can remember everything that was in there. So it could feel new again when I watch it again. That's how I felt about that movie. After that movie, I was like, you know what? I think DC might be making a comeback now with the Black Adam and what we've seen at the end of Black Adam. We're going to talk about this. Hey, if you have not seen Black Adam, you can fast forward this part.
Spoilers.
Because there will be spoilers. I like Black Adam. It was the right kind of mix between dark and light. Like it was, the battle between him not being a superhero and them wanting, you're not a superhero. Well, I'm not telling you I'm a superhero. I'm out here trying to do what's right, and I don't care if I have to kill anybody. That dynamic I like. I like that struggle. It was different. You never really seen that in one of these superhero movies. I thought The Rock did a good job. I thought The Rock was the right person for it. And I don't know, man. How did you feel about it?
I feel the movie came out of the gate swinging. There are a couple of points that I feel were just, I don't know. It wasn't necessarily slow, but there's a few things in there, like storyline wise, that just felt like they sped past or skipped past or whatnot. All in all, though, I think Black Adam was a decent movie, and it shows that DC is trying to take steps in the right direction.
Yes, agree. It was a little. Don't get me wrong. It was a little. It was cheesy at times. I ain't even gonna say a little. It was cheesy at times.
I mean, them fighting Shazam.
I mean, them fighting demons, humans fighting demons in the street with sticks. Yeah, it got cheesy. Yeah, that was cheesy.
Isn't that the Lord of the Rings?
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Humans fighting demons with sticks?
No, man. Like the hobbits, they knew how to fight, bro. Like
I was making a generalization joke.
Yeah, man. The hobbits had up close and personal training after walking 6 months in the wilderness to get to fucking Mount Doom.
But here's the thing, like if we're suspending disbelief that A, superheroes exist, and B, demons can just pop up out of the street.
No, it wasn't the fact that they popped up out of the street. It was the fact that they were getting their ass whooped. Demons were getting their ass whooped by human beings.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
Tell me, little kid was like 12 years old beating the shit out of demons.
Tell me a demon doesn't show up to the wrong hood.
Yeah, but you show up to the wrong hood. They got guns, bro. I that's plausible. I could see that. I can't see.
They had sticks and rocks and they made it work.
They made it work. They made the dream work. Yeah. Teamwork make the dream work. All right. But no, I like the movie. I'm not saying it was a great blockbuster, but it solidified the sentiments I had after watching the Snyder Cut.
Mm-hmm.
I keep wanting to say Marvel. DC is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, well, I hope they continue with some of the stuff that was in the Snyder Cut. I'm really interested to see the Flash movie. I know Ezra Miller is, a hot topic or was or whatever. But I really do want to see what they do with the Flash movie. I was telling you earlier that they've just hired James Gunn to be in the Kevin Feige role that he is in Marvel for DC. James Gunn is. And James Gunn did a hell of a job with the second Suicide Squad movie.
I gotta watch it. I just didn't think it would be good. It didn't even really heard people talk about it, so I'll take a look at it.
But he also did a hell of a job with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I think DC did a smart move here is they took someone who got to see behind the curtain of Marvel early on.
Here's the thing, though, because you would have probably said the same thing about Josh Sweet.
Not as much.
Wasn't he behind the curtain on Marvel?
But not as much. Like I'm sorry. Like I said, Whedon is good at what he does. I would prefer Whedon to stick to Whedon's wheelhouse. Just saying. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly, things like that, top notch. Stay away from my superheroes.
Just leave them alone, huh?
Yeah.
Back off. So at the end of Black Adam, we got a glimpse in the future.
Yeah.
So, and this is where it went off the rails for me with DC when we thought that they lost Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he's a great Superman.
I liked him on other things. What was he? So he was on the Count of Monte Cristo. He was a young kid when he played on the Count of Monte Cristo. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie.
If I did, it was years ago.
He was in it. Before that, he was on. Did you ever watch The Tudors?
No.
He was in The Tudors. Is the Duke of Suffolk.
I know Henry Cavill from somewhere else. Now I just got to look and see where I know him from.
But yeah, so I always liked him as an actor, and I thought he did an excellent job on Superman. And now that he's officially back as Superman, and they don't I didn't know that's why I jumped off the Marvel, because I didn't know were they gonna recast Superman? Were they gonna just leave Superman out of all the movies out of the DCU? What were they gonna do? So that made me like, man, I'm not fucking with them. They coming out with different Batman movies and different Joker movies. I can't keep up with this shit.
See, I like what they did. I liked Battison. I really did like. I
haven't seen it.
I
did see the Joker though.
Yeah,
that
the
Joker movie
was good.
Man, that was another one. That Joker movie was amazing. I love that shit. That's another one of them movies I'm probably not going to watch for 10 years. I like the direction they went with that. And then that, even after watching that, I was like, they can start over here. That other DC shit is so fucked up. Because at the time it was fucked up. And I thought to myself, they could start over right here. They could start over right here. This could be the origin point for the new DC shit. Just leave all that other shit alone because y'all fucked it up. But then the Justice League Snyder Cut came out and I changed my mind. Like, yeah,
I would suggest watching it anyways because I believe that it will be canon eventually.
I don't know how, man. They're coming out with another Joker and it's going to be a musical.
Remember, The Flash is in play. And the Flash movie is very much 100%, no doubt in my mind, going to be Flashpoint.
But at the same time, they told you before that movie, don't expect this to be.
And Marvel has lied to you the whole way through.
This is true.
All right. They want to catch up to Marvel so fast, so they are going to do their own DC multiverse. You've already seen it.
Why though? Why do they feel like they have to? See, that's the problem I have. Why do they feel like they have to catch up to Marvel?
Because
go at your own pace. You have nothing to do with fucking Marvel. Just leave Marvel be.
But they feel they have to. It's always been that way, though, in the comics. DC and Marvel playing.
I understand, but these are movies, man. Just go at your own pace. I mean, don't just rush dumb shit out. You got like 5 different fucking Batmans walking around. You got Patterson and you got Ben. Is Ben Affleck still Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's not going anywhere. We still will see Ben Affleck.
See, did you watch the Flash TV show?
No.
All right, so in one of the episodes in the season where the Justice League had come out and Flash, Ezra Miller, we got to see as the Flash.
Mm-hmm.
They had him pop into the TV universe.
Are you serious?
Yes, they had him running. Running fast, and it was in lead up. If you remember in the movie, Ezra Miller was caught in this weird part of the wall, like he was saying, "Pull me out" and whatnot.
Yeah, he was coming through a computer screen, right?
Yeah, it's because he got running so fast that he started hopping universes.
Yeah,
and they had him pop onto the TV show. It was like a final scene for that episode. I think it was like in their season finale too, where he pops in and is standing face to face with Grant Gustafson. The TV Flash.
So that actually happened on the TV show. You saw Ezra Miller.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
That's how I knew that they were getting ready to do Flashpoint, is because now you have your character that can hop universes by running so fast due to the Speed Force. He is the catalyst for DC Comics to have that boom into multiple universes because of the Flashpoint story.
Now, is Ezra Miller going to be in Flashpoint?
I don't know if they're going to recast the Flash.
Wouldn't they have to though? He's like, isn't he? He's.
I guess it all depends on whether or not he gets himself together.
Yeah.
The Flash movie, I think, is set to come out in 2023, so sometime next year.
So next year, yeah. They got to get that shit together. So if it's 2023, that means they should already be filming it. So are they filming it with Ezra Miller? We should know this by now. Otherwise, it ain't coming out next year.
It's done.
What?
It's been done.
So what's the holdup?
You know how the movie industry works, man. Quarterlies. They're trying to bank. And remember too, Warner Brothers just went through a huge merger with Discovery. So everything is all shook up and changed and whatnot. The Warner Brothers only had like 1 or 2 properties coming out this year at all, and Black Adam was one of them.
I'm looking this shit up, man. It's done.
I'm sure it's probably going through the editing phase, but yeah, for the most part, it is done.
The Flash, Barry Allen. Yeah, there it is. Plot is unknown. Expected June 23, 2023. You are right.
Yep.
And Ezra Miller is in it.
Uh-huh.
What the? I don't get it. I'm confused. All right.
When Ezra Miller started to lose his damn mind, DC had a choice, and they had 3 choices ahead of them. They could release the Flash and then release Ezra Miller. They could hold on to the Flash movie and never release it. Or Ezra could get his shit together and he could continue to be the Flash.
Right, but okay. So it leads me to believe that they need some shit from Ezra Miller.
They went back and reshot a lot of it with Henry Cavill.
Okay, all right. Then okay. So now, all right, because he is not this.
No, but doing Flashpoint means they could pull in a Flash from another universe, and he doesn't have to look like.
But now you're getting wonky. Now you're getting wonky, and I'll be able to see that.
But
any sane person will be able to see. You can't get him because now he's different, and I don't even want to say different. He has to get his shit together.
No, he doesn't technically. Like I
said, he doesn't technically. No, he doesn't. He's comfortable in his own skin. But what I'm saying is, continuity wise, why you're not seeing Ezra Miller here and you're seeing someone else.
Right, but we're talking about comic books here that retcon and bring back characters from the dead and play in different realities and universes all the time. I mean, shit, one of my friends is absolutely in love with the character of Booster Gold and is dying for them to bring Booster Gold into the DC movies. Well, that guy's from the far-flung future. So if we're going to accept that, and they're going to be playing with the multiverse anyways, look, they can totally bring in a different Flash. They can kill off Ezra Miller's Flash in the movie and still have a Flash from a different reality
and that would be wonky as shit.
Well, get ready because Marvel's about to do a lot of that shit.
Yeah, but it's not going to be because we need to recast this. Like, you wouldn't know. It's just so obvious.
We only know because we know. Okay, that's the thing. If they did it
right, but I can't go back in time and not know. That's the problem. I can't go back in time and not know. I know.
Just enjoy it because they might get somebody who's better at being the Flash.
It's gonna be so fucking weird to see Ezra Miller in a half of a movie and then see somebody else and like, oh, well, this is a different Flash. No, I know what you guys just did. You couldn't get Ezra Miller because he's.
But they're not wrong. It still is a different Flash.
All right, man. All right. So before we get off this, because we've been on this for a while, is the DC universe? Do you call it the DCCU or DCU? What did it call?
Since James Gunn has taken over, he's calling it the DCU.
Okay, that's weird because it's already the. Okay, no, I guess you could say you. But
yeah. He's calling it the DC universe.
All right, the DCU. All right, so is the DCU saved?
I don't know if it's saved, but it's well on the road to being there. It's
on the right track. Yes, I agree with you, and I'm happy for that. I marked out when I saw when I heard that Henry Cavill was back because that's when it derailed. When I said when he said he wasn't sure. Now I'm pretty sure this pissed off Geralt fans.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're getting a Hemsworth.
Yeah, but come on, man. The Witcher, Henry Cavill. Come on, man.
They're getting a Hemsworth. They'll be all right.
They getting a Hemsworth. They getting a Wish.com version of Hemsworth. All right. So another we got a sequel coming out. And you may have known this for a while. Other people may know it. I just happened to come across it on the internet. We're getting another Christmas Story in a few weeks.
Yep.
I'm excited, man. And we're getting Ralphie. Ralphie's back, man.
Yeah, I watched the trailer and because I first saw it and I saw people talking about it. I was like, really? A fucking Christmas Story sequel?
Oh, bro, you can't have that attitude.
Well, no. Before I watched the trailer or anything, I saw it and I was like, man, they've tried that a couple of times and none of them have been that good. And then I watched the trailer.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and I was like, okay.
I got nostalgic, man.
Yeah, this could be pretty good. All right. Ralphie's trying to do Christmas like his dad would have done.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to make his mom happy and his family happy. He grew up to have a family. All right, cool. Oh shit, some of the kids are still in the neighborhood.
I saw Scut Farkus, bro. I saw Scut Farkus. Just for a brief second, you can see Scut Farkus. And you've seen Scut Farkus in other movies, man. Yep. I've seen him in other shit, but like, bro, and it's what is it? Is it Disney Plus or Peacock? What is it gonna be on?
I think it's Amazon? Disney Plus.
Yeah, I'm there, bro. I'm there. I will be watching that day one. I'm gonna make my kids watch the first Christmas Story.
Hell yeah.
And we're watching the new one, bro.
Yeah.
They gotta know, man. I gotta send them to school for a little bit, man. They
like
gotta
I
get
said,
a lesson.
Most people don't know that the Christmas Story actually already had a direct sequel early on before they actually made a Christmas Story again.
That was trash.
I don't know. I have an affinity for it. I love it for some reason. I really do. I like Ralphie and his dad searching for the perfect killer top. I think it's hilarious.
But it wasn't the original one. Like
no,
bro. You can't again. Now we're going back to switching these characters again. I don't like that shit.
I don't give a shit. Like whatever. Put it on the screen. Bro, I'll watch it.
The same dude from Home Alone was Ralphie's father. No, that's not the old man.
No, it was Beethoven.
It was Beethoven.
It was the dad from Beethoven because it was Charles Grodin that was
Ralphie's
dad.
Yes. I was thinking of the guy, the Murph from Home Alone. So
yeah,
my bad.
Well, and the woman from Back to the Future 3, the teacher, Clarabelle, whatever her name was.
Annabelle.
Yeah, Mary Steenburgen. Played Ralphie's mom in My Summer Story.
The same, bro. That's not the same.
You know what? It was the same characers. I rolled with
it.
I enjoyed
bro,
it.
That's like Grease 2.
No, that's a terrible movie. Although
that's great. It's like Grease 2. All the characters are here, but they all played by different actors, bro.
There is a sequel that most people hate that I absolutely love, and I don't know how many people actually know that there is a sequel to it. The Rocky Horror Picture Show has a sequel, and it is called Shock Treatment. And I don't know why I love it, because I can see why everybody says it's bad, but I swear to God, some of the songs from it are so infectious. I'm a musical nerd. I love musicals and rock operas and things like that. But yeah, there's a sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show called Shock Treatment.
I probably will never. I don't have I'm not really big on horror shows and stuff like that. I mean,
have you never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I have seen it, but it's I don't get excited for it like a lot of people. A lot of people like, I don't like the Freddy's, the Friday. I'm not really into those. They don't scare me.
I've gone to midnight showings and dressed up as the characters. So,
oh my God, oh my goodness,
I'm that nerd.
Oh my God. All right. So before we get out of here, Christmas Story, are you seeing it?
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
100%. I'm definitely that guy. I watch all those Christmas movies. And all right, favorite Christmas show, Christmas movie. Give me three favorites before we get out of here.
Santa's Sleigh with Bill Goldberg.
Wow, you really reached down to the end of the Santa sack with that one.
I like that one. I like it because it's cheesy. I like a newer one called the Krampus. That was a horror.
I saw that
horror Christmas movie that released a few years ago.
That. Yeah, I saw that.
And then I just had it in my head. Give me a second. It is a movie called Rare Exports.
Bro, you're a weird cat, man. What? Rare Exports?
Yep.
This is a Christmas movie.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. You just couldn't pick the traditional.
If you want traditional, I can give you traditional. But you asked what my favorite were. If you want traditional, one of my favorites is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I will watch that.
Cartoon or the live action?
Either. Okay. Either. Jim Carrey did a fantastic job,
like,
but I'll watch the cartoon.
No, I was more so, what's your favorite Christmas? I don't care, man. I'm just joshing. All right, so for me, the Elf. I love the Elf.
I don't like Will Ferrell.
I like the Elf, man. I'm not a fan of Will Ferrell now. His earlier stuff was pretty funny. Back when he was more movies with what they call it, the Brat Pack. What other movie?
No,
both Home Alones. I don't fuck with Home Alone. Now, don't come to me with no Home Alone 3, because again, different characters. We're not talking about Home Alone 1 and 2. And if you want to go old school, what's the one with the Angel Gets His Wings?
Miracle on 34th Street.
My little rose petal.
That's A Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Miracle on 34th Street. There's so many, man. Fuck, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the claymation, bro. Like, I have to watch that every year, man.
No, I've got Home Alone. I can totally give you. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I don't care what anyone says.
Of course, that's a Christmas movie. It happened during Christmas.
Yeah. I don't know, like the cutesy stuff. Like I grew out of it fairly quick. Nightmare Before Christmas. All right, Nightmare Before Christmas. That's Halloween was always my favorite.
Are Harry Potter movies Christmas movies? Because Christmas happens. Christmas happens during all those.
Yeah, I'll accept it. I'll watch them with my wife and not complain one bit. Yeah.
All right, man. I'm about to get out of here, man.
All right.
I ain't got no more.
Well, I just want to say that my Christmas movies might be weird, but again, I was a Halloween kid. I grew up poor. I didn't have Christmas very much growing up, but we always did Halloween.
Oh, Halloween's awesome. Halloween's always been awesome. Where can people find the Odd Pod? Oh, goodness, shit, shoot me. Where can people find the Cult of Odd?
You can go to thecultofodd.com and find most everything. Otherwise, you can find me on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook. If you want to listen to the show, you can find it on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. You know what? Just punch Cult of Odd into Google and you'll find me. Trust me.
Yep. Same with the Dumbass Podcast, but I'll give you everything. This podcast can be found on YouTube, the Dumbass Podcast, Twitter, and IG, the Dumbass Podcast, all one word. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. And if you want to catch me on Twitch, you can go to From Chicago to the Mast. Or you can just put in the Dumbass Podcast in Google and you'll find everything I do. I want to thank you for coming, Mr. Odd, the Odd Man, the cult leader, your friend, my friendly neighborhood cult leader. Thanks for filling in and helping me out here. Hopefully this ain't going to be the last time I see you.
No, I've told you before, man. I absolutely love working with you and doing stuff with you. So
awesome. All right, man. That's it. I'm out. Peace. We are out.